You are unmuted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Look the other way. Look the other way. 4 words that sum up the Commonwealth's entire case. 4 words that sum up the hopes of those who have tried to deceive you. Conflicts of interest? Doesn't matter. Just look the other way. You said you never asked for a gift, correct?
Correct.
What's your next text?
Get Elizabeth one.
Conversation that you agreed with Chief Berkowitz that Canton should be recused, correct?
He agreed with me.
Your assessment that the recusal should take place?
Yes, it was.
And he agreed?
That is correct.
Okay.
I was told by Lieutenant, was it Gallagher? Paul Gallagher? Canton PT. He told me this is where the body was found.
Gallagher tell you that Lieutenant Gallagher never saw John O'Keefe in place at the scene? Did he say that?
No.
No, I don't have a relationship with the Alberts.
Or know them?
I don't know the McCabe's. I don't have a relationship with the Alberts.
Trooper Proctor, on January 19th, 2022, 10 days before Mr. O'Keefe's death, you were texting with your sister about whether Julie Albert might be available to babysit for your own son, correct?
And they were recusing themselves from conducting interviews.
Department had recused itself because of a familiarity between one of their members, Kevin Albert, and the Albert family. One of the reasons for Canton PD to recuse itself is because of the relationship between the Alberts and one of the detectives on Canton PD, Kevin Albert, right?
Correct.
Yet when you wanted to coordinate witnesses for interviews in this case, who'd you turn to?
I texted Kevin Albert.
Magic hairs, magic glass. Look the other way.
Yes, at the time of the scene, I noted it was an apparent hair, correct?
And the apparent hair, and I'll try to use that same word, I keep forgetting, you'll correct me. That apparent hair,
It was just on that quarter panel.
okay, so it wasn't taped,
No,
it wasn't glued,
no,
wasn't stapled.
no.
Pieces that we're looking at on the back of this bumper would have traveled, let's call it for round figures, about 60 miles in a blizzard before you saw them. You also compared the cup in 3-2 to the 5 items recovered on the bumper in 3-3, correct? So as you sit here, none of the items on the bumper were deemed to match the cup, correct?
Correct.
After all of that, whatever that was, you saw these 5 pieces just sitting perched on the top of the bumper, not embedded in any way, correct?
That's correct.
And your late night calls and Google searches. So the fact is, you were speaking to Brian Albert in the middle of the night, approximately 3 hours before Mr. O'Keefe's body was found in his yard, correct?
No, that's not correct.
And 17 seconds later, again, presuming you're the only person there with the phone, did you answer that call?
I did not.
If you personally wanted to know, how long does it take for a person to die of exposure due to extreme temperatures, what would you put in? What phrase would you use? And what phrase did you use?
I'm not sure.
Really? You literally, to this day, right now, under oath, you're saying you don't remember that phrase that you used. So say it.
Basketball was clearly on my mind. My
This. Haas long to die in cold.
never made that search at 2:23. I never would have left John O'Keefe out in the cold to die because he was my friend that I loved.
But he's not your family, is he? Inverted videos and butt dials galore. Just look the other way. That's what they want.
You recognize it, Steve?
That is the Sally Port 2-bay garage at Canton Police Department.
The entirety of your question by Mr. Lowry, not once did you mention that this video is actually completely inverted.
I did not know.
Mr. Lowry didn't ask you if it was inverted, correct?
That's correct.
And if I hadn't gotten up here and begun questioning you, that would be left uncorrected, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
It's actually, and that inversion corrects the perspective. Would you agree with that?
Well, it's kind of like a butt dial.
I believe I used the word butt dials.
Well, I used a phrase that people commonly used as a butt dial.
It just did.
That's what they're counting on, but the uncontrovertible fact is you have been lied to in this courtroom. And your job is to make sure you don't ever, ever look the other way.
Do you think I'm going to put Joe Flipperhead on this?